Well, howdy ho, Stampers. Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to do an origami star card. And I did this one quite a while ago, and I did it for a thank you card. Now I'm going to kind of adapt it to the holidays, and this is a Christmas card, and the one I'm going to show you is even more different than this one. But I wanted to show you a couple different versions of it. So when you go to open this card, you just pull on the little points of the star, and you open it up, and here is your card. It's just absolutely beautiful. To close it, you just take fold in the right one, the left one, and then you take the top and just snuggle it into the bottom piece right here, and it just folds up just like that. The same with this one. Now on this one, I used the Newborn King stamp set from the 2014 Holiday Mini Catalog, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It lends itself to that silver foil paper also. So when you open this one up, this is the way this one looks. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I hope it's not too shiny for you to see, but this is the Newborn King stamp set, and so is this, and I just embossed the inside of it. I used the silver foil paper, and I also used some specialty paper from this catalog. It's found on page 22 of the mini catalog, and it's called All Is Calm. So the one that I'm going to show you also uses that paper in that same paper pack. So let's get started. We're going to start off with a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and you're going to need your cutter. So I like the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, obviously, and I just think it works the best. So you're going to take your Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and you're going to take your 12 by 12 cardstock. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to cut off 1 5/8 inches from our 12 by 12 paper. So I'm just going to put my cardstock in there, and I'm going to go over to 1 5/8, which is right here. And I'm going to take and I'm going to just cut this piece off. Okay? So now I have a 12. It's 12 on this side, and that's the side that we want. Okay? With the 12-inch side on top, all right, we're going to go over to the 6-inch mark, and we're just going to take and put a little tick mark. Now a pencil is very important because we're going to be using a pencil all through this whole thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to line this up with the 12 by 12, and you're going to just take and put a little tick mark right there. And what I need to do now is to cut this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to lift up my cutter, and I'm going to go from this point down here. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to go from this point down here, right here, to the tick mark up here on top. Okay, I don't know if you can see the whole thing at once. Okay, so we're going to just take and cut it from the bottom to the top. And then I'm going to take that same point and I'm going to go from the top to the point at the bottom. So here's my point at the top. Okay, let's see if you can see that. There's the point at the top, and then the point at the bottom is just make it. We're going to make a triangle, actually, is what we're doing. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to cut it. And when we're done, you're going to have a piece that looks like this, and it's a perfect triangle. Okay? So that's the first thing that you're going to do. Now what we need to do is we need to make some score marks into this so that we can start to fold. So I'm going to get out my scoring tool. And you'll notice that I have the little tick marks at 5 1/8, and it's actually 5 1/4 and 7 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my flat end on this side right over here. So then I'll take my scoring tool and I'll go right down from the little tick mark. I'm going to work my way down, and I'm just going to score it. And then I'm going to go over to the number 7. And I'm going to run my scoring tool down, and I have it at the 7-inch mark. So it's 5 1/4 and 7. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do it again so that I'm at the 5 1/4 and the 7. And I'm going to turn it one more time at the 5 1/4 and the 7. Okay? So now you'll see that the score marks kind of come together right here, and that's very important. So let's set this aside. Okay, that's it for my big tools. We're going to set that aside, and now I'm going to show you how to fold this. So this one is going to go in, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that this point meets the flat edge right over here, and then we're just going to score it. And then this one is actually going to go backwards. okay? And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to score it in. We're going to fold it so that we make sure that that point is touching over there. And then we're going to fold this one back. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to fold it in, making sure that this goes right to the end. And then this one is going to go back. And now, when you go to fold it, to make sure it works, you're just going to take the right one, you're going to fold that one in, you're going to fold the left one over that, and then you're going to take this one and you're going to snuggle it into the bottom of this one by just picking up this piece right here and folding that flap in. And that is an origami star. So now let's show you how to, and now I want to show you how to decorate it. Okay, so we'll just set this aside for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to decorate. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to cut our layering pieces. So I need to cut 7 of our larger triangle circles, and that is, let me just show you. That would be these ones right here, the silver ones, okay? And then the silver one that's in here. Let me just show you how to do that. So you're going to start off with a 4 3/4 by 5.5 inch piece of paper, and what we're going to do, instead of doing it in silver, I'm going to do it in white. So here is my 4 3/4 by 5.5 inch, my 4 3/4 by 5.5 inch piece of paper, and then I need my cutter again, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little tick mark right at the 1/2 inch mark, which is the 2 3/4 inch mark right here. So I took my pencil and I put a little tick mark at the 2 3/4 inch, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with that 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I'm going to put the little tick mark right in here, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to put the corner right out here. You can see it better than when I did it with the 12 by 12 piece, but it's going to go tick mark to corner, and we're going to cut. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to go tick mark to corner. So you're just going to line those up and we're going to cut those down. So here's my triangle. And I'm going to do that 7 times with my bottom layer. Okay, now let me just show you again. I'm going to do this quite a ways all the way through because I want to show you the different things. Okay, so this one was Night of Navy. That's the one we're working in with this one. And on this one, we're working with the silver foil paper. So it's that larger one is the one that you're going to be working on. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to take and we have to cut these pieces apart. And you can't just slice them down the middle. We actually have to take out this little strip right here. So by doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to place this at the 1.5 inch mark. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it at 1.5 inches and I'm going to cut it. And then what I need to do is I need to take and I need to cut off another 1/4 inch here. So I'm going to literally turn it around because on this one it's easier to cut on the 1/4 inch mark on this side than it is on this side of this little gully. So here we go. Now this piece right here is just garbage, so you can throw that away. And now we have our 2 pieces right here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take and do this 7 times. And then you're going to take and you're going to adhere them to your, let me move this out of the way for just a second. We're going to take and we're going to adhere them to our star. So let me just show you. You only want to cut, you're going to cut 7 of these, but you're only going to literally cut this part of it 6 times, and then the 7th one is going to go in the middle. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So 6 of these are going to be just taken and adhere to the inside of your card and to the outside. Let me just show you in just a minute. So I'm going to take and adhere that one to there. Now remember, we had that little piece right here. That was the throwaway piece. You see, you need them to evenly go all the way down, and by throwing that piece away, we can continue with this little piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my adhesive and add that to the bottom piece right here. This is really an easy piece to do. It looks so complicated and it gives such a wow factor. Okay, so this would be our bottom piece. I would do it for this one, and this one. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the one that you didn't cut goes right here in the middle. Okay, let me just show you what I mean. For this one right here, it's the silver piece. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3. This is the one that we didn't cut. That would be number 7, but there is 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then 7 was the one we didn't cut. So you're going to cut 6, not 7. The 7th one is going to be your insert piece. Okay, now on this one, I did not, oh yeah, I did on that one, but on this one that I'm going to do for you, I'm not going to actually cut the inside piece. Now what we have to do is we have to make these little tiny pieces, okay? These are our designer series paper pieces, and like I said, this is from that specialty pack of paper. And I'm also going to use for this one, I'm also going to use the specialty pack of paper also, okay? So for this one, I used the gray piece, okay? I have basic gray here, and this is smoky slate. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to cut, I cut 6 of these because I wanted to do the front and the back, but you can just cut 3 if you want. And I'll show you all the different ways that you can do it in just a moment, but you don't have to do as many layers as I do. I guess that's what I'm kind of saying. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to do this one with my trimmer again, and this one is actually cut a little bit smaller. It's cut a 1/4 inch smaller, so this is 4.5 by 5 1/8, and what I need to do is find the 2 5/8 inch mark. So I'm going to go over here to 2 5/8 inch, and I'm going to make just a little tick mark right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take and I'm going to line up my tick mark with my corner, and I'm going to, oops, let's make sure that's even, okay, and I'm going to take and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the tick mark again to the corner right here. So there's the tick mark, there's the corner, and we're just going to take and cut it down. Here's my triangle, and now what we need to do is to cut. Now these measurements are smaller, so our cutting is different. Now remember to do it, the bigger one has different measurements and different cutting measurements, and the smaller one has smaller measurements and different cutting measurements. So on this one, we're going to do it at 1 1/4. Okay, not 1 1/2. This is 1 1/4. And then we're going to take and I'm going to turn it and cut this one at just a half. I'm going to take and cut a half off. Okay, so there's my 1/2 inch mark right over here. And I'm just going to take and cut a 1/2 inch off right there. All right, now when you go to line these up, they work really good for our layering pieces. See, here's one here and here's one here. Okay, so that's the way that layer is going to look. Now let me just show you on one that I've already gotten pretty much completed. Okay, here's the one that I've done the inside where I have all of the inserted pieces, and then on the back I just have to add these pieces right here. So let me just go ahead and get these put on. One, and then the bottom piece. Okay, so we have all of our back pieces. Now, if you wanted, you could actually do another one for here, but that's going to be your bottom part, and that's where I always sign mine. So I just wanted to make sure that that I don't do it there, because like I said, that's going to be my bottom piece. So when I go to fold this, okay, it's going to go right, left, and then this one is going to get nestled right inside here, so it looks like that. Now let me just show you the differences, what I was talking about before. So with this one, okay, we have all 3 pieces. We have the base, we have a layer here, and we have a layer here. And I did the same thing on the back, okay? So when we open it up, there is all my layers here. Now let me just show you the difference on some of these. So for this one right here, you'll see that I didn't put that layer on there. Can you see that silver part? So this is what this one looks like when it's open. All of the layers are in here, okay? But on the back end of it, I only left it as the foil. I didn't put any of the designer series paper on the back of it, okay? So you can do pretty much what you want. On this one right here, you'll notice that when this one is closed, let me just do my right, left, and then snuggle, okay? You'll notice here that these are put together, okay? But on the back of it, I did nothing. So when you open it up, these right in here, I didn't put my designer series paper. So you can decorate it any way that you want. I guess that's just what I'm saying, but I wanted to show you some different ways. Okay, so now we have, this is actually the top of our piece, and when you open it up, you want to make sure that the inside piece, remember when I cut this layer right here, I told you not to cut one. So what we're going to use that for is my inside layer, and that would be this one right here. Now just remember when you're stamping that this long piece, the flat piece, is on the top. So what I did was I stamped it, and I'm just going to adhere it to the inside of this. And that's the inside of my card, okay? So far, so good. It's really an easy card, even though it looks so hard. It is just easy to put together. Okay, so that's this so far. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my star framelits, which you guys know I've been using a lot lately, and I cut out from my basic gray just a large star right here, okay? So I took my medium-sized star and I cut one out. And then what I did was I stamped from this stamp set right here. It's called Bright and Beautiful, and it's got two sets to it, okay? It's one of one, and because there's so many in the set. So this is the one right here. I just stamped that onto smoky slate with basic gray ink, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere that, and I also use this one right here, and they coordinate with our star frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this right here. I put some dimensionals on there, and I'm going to add this right there. And then I stamped this little guy right here, and I used my small framelit, and I'm just going to attach him to the middle. Okay? Now, this is the part that's the most important. Let's take and let's find the top, because we already have this in here. We want to make sure that we open it, and we open it the right way. All right, so this is the top. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to fold it. And now what you want to do is you want to get your dimensionals out, but you can't put dimensionals just anywhere on here, okay? Because otherwise it won't open for you. So what I want you to do is I want you to take and I want you to put dimensionals only over here on the side, because when you go to put them onto your card, you want to make sure that they don't hit anything but this top piece right here. So let's just open it and make sure that they aren't, nope, they're not, they're doing good. Okay, so what I did was I just added it to that card, and then you can just put a little banner on here if you want to say something, you know, Merry Christmas, whatever, and that's the way the card is going to look on the outside. So now when I open it, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to take and it opens up to be a triangle, and isn't that gorgeous? Both ways, opened and closed. I hope you liked my post. If you have any questions, just let me know. I have a free tutorial on my blog. If you want to go over there, the written instructions, sometimes it's much easier to follow and watch the video at the same time. So hop on over there and let me know if you have any questions. Take care and have a great day.